Hello, everybody. Woo! Another day, another afternoon, the day, eighth day of September. Incredible how time moves, how fast time goes. As you come in, please say hello. I am so thrilled as always to be here. And as you come in, just present yourself. Let me know where you're streaming in from. I'm just trying to see, is my Facebook on, is YouTube on, so wherever it is that you're streaming in from. I'm excited and I'm so happy to have you join me. Invite a friend or two. We will be having an amazing time today. Why? Because the topic I'm going to speak about is something that has been, we've been building up to this. It's incredible, isn't it, that we are already 1 week into September. So as you come in, let me know where you're streaming in from. Say hello, present yourself. Let me know that you are watching. And yes, I'll give you a big shout out, right? As we start. Say hello, Sarah. Hello, darling. Nice to see you from Mombasa. Joanne is streaming in from the UK. Where else are you streaming in from? Just let me know. Team Joanne, hello. I see you. Thank you so much for presencing yourself. It is always so nice to have you, team. Let me know, guys. I'm just waiting as we, and invite your friends as we start because I'm teaching and I'm ready to teach. I am honestly, it's been quite the week, many things happening, but in all things, we give thanks, we give thanks. Tim John is streaming in from Ghana. Yes. Amazing, international. So, as you introduce yourselves, I'm going to go straight into it. I realize that we have new people who have joined us, and I always forget to introduce myself. Well, not always, but sometimes I forget to introduce myself. So, my name is Joanne Muturi. I'm a coach for women, ambitious, trailblazing women. I had to add that bit, who are really looking forward to align with their purpose and chart the course, their course for life aligned to their divine calling. And how we do that is through really helping you, number one, really get clear on what your purpose is. And once you know what you've been put here to do, help you build a business that is not only feasible, but is scalable, a business that you'll fall deeply, madly in love with, that is linked to your unique gifts and talents. That's a whole mouthful, but you get the gist of it. Help you get aligned into your purpose. Once you know what your purpose is, what you're put here to do, we then help you launch a business. But the first thing that you need to know is why you are put here. Why is this important? Because many women and men are living on autopilot. You wake up one day and you just live the day the way it is. And that for me is such a sad way of living, because I know that there's a reason that you're still alive. There's a reason you're still here. There's a reason that God has kept you. And if you do not know what that is, it is your responsibility to find out. And my role as a purpose cultivator is to help you find out what that is and really help you be the best version of yourself that you can be. So, as we get into today's live stream, I want to say that we are talking about champions are made in the last quarter. So, can you say for me last quarter? Say last quarter in the chat. Hello, Stephanie from Jamaica. I'm already presencing you. Nice to see you, Stephanie, and I hope you are well. Been thinking of you and sending lots of love your way. So please let me know that champions, right? I want to see, yes. I already said it for you tuning in from beautiful Jamaica. So let's hit the ground running. And as I was thinking about today, did you know that we are 116 days? B, hi. 116 days. Can someone write 116 days? We are 116. Yes, you are. We are 116 days. Incredible. That are left in 2022. So as of today, we are 116 days left in the year. So when we go to bed, Edith, it will be 115 days. And we are done and it's a wrap. And why I'm saying this is that there's a reason I'm throwing this at you, is because there could be three possibilities. So I'm going to ask you, are you off schedule? Or some of you say schedule. I schedule, up to you. Are you off schedule, on schedule, or ahead of schedule. So choose one. You're either on, you're either off, or you're ahead of. So choose which one you are in reaching your goals and seeing your 2022 vision to fruition. Many of you worked with me at the beginning of this year in the vision creation experience. We did our vision casting 3-day experience at the end of last year. It's going to happen again this year. You guys know how I roll. It has to happen at the end of the year, the 3-day event. And some of you perhaps are like, wow, my vision fully manifested. For some of you, it could be like the vision, we are still working on it. It's a work in progress, and that's okay. But for some of you, you're like, I'm completely off. And again, life happens. Life throws things at us, things happen, and we have to, it is what it is, but we can be able to use this 116 days to really make the most, right? And one of the things that I've come to learn in my own life and in my business is that I have to always keep my vision forefront. I always have to keep my goals forefront. I have to keep my dreams forefront. I have to keep my work ethic forefront. But above all, is to keep my belief in myself. Because it's so easy when you fall off schedule or you feel like things are all over the place for you to lose belief in yourself. And as I just met with my accountability partner, and one of the things that I was saying to her is that I want to feel that sense of completion. That sense of completion, the way you complete the year, you wrap it up, you don't feel like they're loose ends tied. And that's really a lot of what you're going to do during the 100-day sprint that is starting on the 22nd of September. The sprint, as I said today, I was going to give you more information, and I'm definitely going to do that as we go along. But I want to explain why champions are made in the last quarter, because some of you are like, you know what, it's September, the year is done, whatever, man, let's wait until 2023. There's no need to wait until 2023 when we have 116 days left in the year. And I want to say this, that the last quarter of the year can really have many pitfalls, because what happens is that that's when the holidays are coming, right? Kids have just either have just gone to school, some are already have gone back to school, some are going back to school next week. And what happens is that if you allow it, those holidays and all these upcoming things happening, Thanksgiving, blah blah blah, or whatever celebrations, can literally take so much time, right? But I want to say that even if you include the holidays, even if you include these miscellaneous things, I do not see why we cannot maximize what we have. And as Stephanie said, there's no need to wait until 2023 when we have 116 days left. And I understand that, sometimes on the fourth quarter, especially in this online space, as we move towards Black Friday and all those other things that are happening, there's so much noise. Everyone is scrambling left, right, and center to get your attention. And everyone is scrambling to meet his or her quotas, whether it's in your career, whether it's in business, and everybody's doing their best to capture your attention because they have certain expectations of you. You also have certain expectations of yourself. So there can be a lot of pressure happening, right? So there you are, juggling between your family, your relationships, your business, your career, your friends, and it can be a lot. And that's why for me, I believe in a structured process to finish the year. Can someone write for me structured process? And that's why last year, when I created the 100-day sprint, initially a lot of the thoughts that were going through my mind were like, oh my God, can I hold their attention for 100 days? Are they going to reach day 20 or day 15 and start giving in? Or are they going to reach, day 50 and they're like, I surrender? But one thing I realized is that as we did those 100 days with the ladies, I've never seen so much support for each other. I've never seen women so vested in finishing, because the tagline that we had last year is something like we are all finishers or something like that. So we had to really put it in our heads that we are all finishers. And I'm going to use that same tagline with you right now. We must complete that which we started. We are all finishers. So if you're feeling like you have abandoned your goals and your vision, and you're at a place where you're like, oh my God, I really feel behind, please don't feel that, because we're going to give you a way to work around this, because champions finish strong. Thank you so much for the structured process. Yes, we give you a structured process, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So I want you to say that champions finish strong, because the moment you recognize that you're a champion and a champion finishes strong, you'll understand it's not how you begin. No, it's not how you begin, but how well you finish. How well you finish and your commitment to the finish is what truly matters. And that's what I want to bring out in you this fourth quarter. So I want to give you a simple checklist that is going to take you through these last 4 months. So yes, we finished strong and we are champions. And that, when you go to the NFL and all those things, you understand that it's during the last quarter that they really put attention to the game. The fourth quarter of a football or basketball game is where they really put their efforts, right? And now we're going to put ourselves like we're in that category. We're going to put ourselves like, because we are champions anyway. So I'm going to give you some tips, and can you write for me in the chat tips? I'm going to give you a checklist that we can ensure that you're going to make the most of the 116 days, that what remains of September, what remains of October, what is there for you in November and December. You're really, really going to make the most of it. So let's go with the tips. Thank you so much for participating with me and being fully present, my darlings. Thank you so much. Let's go. The first one is that we're going to set realistic goals. So those of you who are going to be joining me in the 100-day challenge, this 100-day challenge, I can tell you for a fact, like if I were you, I'd already be like, where is the sign up page? Because it's probably going to be the thing that will completely help you really achieve those things that you've set for yourself. But not only finishing, but also the atmosphere and the ambience that we will create for you or have created for you will blow your mind. Like you have no choice but to succeed. I have made this challenge so doable. I have made this sprint so doable, that even with your eyes closed, with the right support, with the right accountability, with the structured process, that anybody should be able to finish. So the first thing I want you to do is we are going to set well-defined and measurable targets for the next 100 days. So I want you to start thinking to yourself, whether you join me for the sprint or not, what is your realistic goals? And I've realized that the people who do the best during this time are people who are in a vortex, who are in a container that is supported. That you cannot do this in isolation. You need people to hold you accountable. You need people to raise you to a higher standard, to hold you to a higher bar. And that is what we will be doing in the 100-day sprint. I never operate in isolation. I'm not one of those. The entrepreneurship can be very, very lonely. But one of the things I learned so early on in the game is to be in a position where I'm always surrounded by people who support me, and also from a this one is what, vertical level, my peers, people who are at the same level I am. And then I must always have someone on the vertical. I have to always have someone, a coach, someone who has gone ahead of me, someone who knows the processes, someone who is literally gonna kick my ass, who's gonna make sure that I do what I promised to do. So it's okay to get accountability at the vertical level, but I always have somebody ahead of me who has done this work to support me. And that's what we have created through this 100-day experience, right? Hi, Terry. Oh, so nice to see you. Thank you for joining in, Terry. Awesome. Awesome. So the first thing, we're going to set realistic goals during those 100 days. And then I'm going to help you assess, those of you who will be joining me, whether this goal needs to be adjusted upwards, or sometimes we'll do a little tweak. I don't want to call it downwards. I'll be like, yeah, we need to look at it and tweak it, right? So I want you to be ambitious, but realistic. So if your goal for the beginning of this year was to make $200,000 for the year in your business, and you've not even made 50,000, how are you going to say that in the next 100 days you're going to make the 150,000? Please be honest with yourself, right? Don't just put numbers for the sake of putting numbers. And this is what I teach when I'm helping you set goals. It's not just about matter of being emotional and saying this is the target I had put, or I'm gonna do this and push myself until I suck myself dry. No, we have to be practical, we have to be realistic, but at the same time we also have to be ambitious. And that's what I teach. This is what I'm gonna take you ladies through, those who will join me for the 100-day sprint. We start on the 22nd of September. As I said, right now I'm just throwing it out there to those who are keen to join me. If it's something that sounds like you're interested in, we will be giving you the details, and I would love to have you join me and the other ladies who will be coming in for the 100 days. So the first one is to set realistic goals. The second thing as part of my simple checklist is I want you to assess your needs. Can I have that in the chat? Assess your needs. So what do you need to add, or what do you need to eliminate in the next 116 days, right? In order to make sure that those 116 days are your most epic days of the year. So I want you to make this list quickly and act it with expedience, act with urgency. So for example, if there are certain people in your life that need to go, they need to go. If there are people who are not supporting you in your dreams or in your desires, or who are really talking down at you or making you feel some type of way, they have to go. You need to assess your needs, right? Some of you need to add people in your life who will push you in the right direction. Some of you have probably, taken off people who you are aligned to, people who are helping you with your vision, with your dreams, and you probably shove them to the side, or you're like, you know what, I can do this on my own, and then you quickly realize that I may need help. So perhaps that's a point that you need to add these people back into your life, incorporate them. They could be mentors, they could be coaches, they could be friends, doesn't matter. Another thing that you could be perhaps eliminating is some unnecessary activities that are in your business. So there are things in my business that right now I don't need to do, right? There are things I don't need to do. They're not, they won't take me anywhere in the next 116 days. So what do I need to eliminate in my business that is not needed in this season? Makes sense? So think about what needs to be eliminated. It could be people, places, or things that need to go. So think to yourself what needs to go. It could be a habit. What habit do you need to incorporate into your last quarter? One of the habits that I incorporate is incorporating a day of rest. You guys can see my t-shirt. Can you see my t-shirt? Yeah, it says my day off. Everywhere I go, you'll see today is my day off. Literally, it's not quite my day off, but I make it very clear to myself. So I'm not crazy all over the place today because I know that certain things have to be done today, right? So, some of you work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That has to change. So you have to create space. It's called white space in your calendar. You have to create white space in your calendar, white space in your diary to incorporate things. So, like as I've shown you my t-shirt, right? My day off, I want you to also think, when will you take time for yourself? It's not always about grinding. It's not always about making money. It's not always trying to fulfill other people's needs and living yourself, right? You also have to make a point where you take care of yourself. So that is what I mean by assessing your needs. And it's not selfish at all. I know, moms and, people who are perpetually nurturing, it's so easy to just be consumed with your kids, consumed with your clients, consumed with all this. But I want to say this: if your cup is empty, you will help nobody. So during this next quarter, I want you to ask yourself, what do you need to add or eliminate in the next 116 days? Welcome, Esther. So nice to see you. How is Nairobi? Can't wait to have you back. You've stayed so long. We need you back. Number 3 is I want you to welcome the challenge. So whether you'll be joining me for the 100-day sprint or not, I want you to welcome the challenge. That of when I say welcome the challenge, is identify what might get in your way. What happens with most people is that you're just sitting there in your head romanticizing these 116 days. You're not thinking about any challenges, you're not thinking of any troubles or tribulations. You're just sitting there pretty on, in your own little cloud, thinking that things are going to be perfectly fine. And this is what I like, like what B is doing. This is so important. She's currently on day 2 of her white space. She came to Subiaco Retreat Center in Tree, I think you meant Tree Lane, because my parents live near there on Windy Ridge. Yeah, full of old trees and peace. Yeah, very, very close to where my parents live. So excellent. I love that. Enjoy your time. I don't know the retreat center, but I know Tree Lane really well. I know Windy Ridge really, really, really well. So be that such a treat. And even where you live is lovely. So I'm so happy that you are doing that for you. Yes, we are welcoming you to the challenge. 100 days with us will change your life, will change this year for you. Yes, identify what may get in the way, because many of us, we have these rosy colored lenses. We don't want to face the reality that obstacles are going to come. So I want you to start asking yourself, what are the obstacles? What are the roadblocks? Prepare for expected and unexpected roadblocks. If you watched my Instagram live this week, I got serious roadblocks this week, and I was very candid about them. But I want to say this, that even the best athletes in the world, right, they want to grasp the ball when the pressure is at its highest. So one thing I know is that for me, when pressure is high, I operate well under pressure. But also, one of the things that I keep in my head is that even when the pressure is high, I have to know how to manage it. I have to welcome it, and at the same time process it, because that's also very important. Think about part of the challenges. Some people will want you to win. There are people who will tell you go for it, but at the same time, there are people who will literally be putting a noose around your throat. They'll be wanting you to choke, right? So I want you to know that as a champion, you're living for this moment. You're living for this moment where you're going to look back and say that, you know what, I went through so many challenges, I went through so many obstacles, I went through a lot of SHIT, but I emerged on the other side a winner. And whether you're a corporate executive or you're a small business owner, I want you to know that these things they're not selective. We all go through difficult moments, but the support that you have during that time, and also how you perceive it, is so important in helping you get to the other side. The fourth thing I want you to do during this 116 days, even leading to a 100-day challenge, is to deal from a place of strength. With only 116 days left, can you write for me that? That's the fourth one, deal from strength. With these 116 days left, yeah, to either meet, I hope, minimum to meet, or to exceed your 2022 vision, or you must focus on your strengths. This is not the time that you're going to start mollycoddling your weaknesses. This is not the time that you're going to start focusing on what's not working. I want each one of you to start thinking, how can I focus on the main thing? Focus on your core business. For me, this is my core business. My coaching is my core business. I do other things. I have other interests. I have other things but what is the core thing I'm going to focus on for this next 100 days? So I want you to ask you, what's the core? And if you're brave enough, if you're a brave soul, I call them my BSs, not BS in that way, my brave souls. If you're a brave soul, just put it in the chat. What will be your area of focus for this 116 days? So for me, I'm focusing on my core business. So when I talk about core business, for me, I'm talking about business. Some of you could be anything else, and that's what you're going to do with you together during that time. Some of you could be focusing on your health for the next 100 days. Some of you could probably be focusing on launching a business. Some of you could be writing a book in those 100 days. Some of you could be learning a brand new language in 100 days. There is no limit to what you can do. So whatever your main business will be in those 100 days, I want you to be fully focused on it. So my goal for my 100 days is a business goal. For some of you, it could be a personal goal. Does that make sense? So I want you to write in the chat. You don't have to say exactly what it is, but is it personal? Is it business? Is it career? One of the ladies who told me she's keen on joining the challenge, she's concentrating on a career goal. She said it last week. She said, she's concentrating on her career. And that's, she wants to get a new job. She wants to scale up in the next 100 days. What about you? Please put it in the chat. Could be personal, could be your career, could be a spiritual goal. We are going to get it clear for everybody, right? So I want you to focus on your core business from an area of strength. And I want you, and those of you who are entrepreneurs, I want you to focus on your best customers or your best clients. They're those clients who they're your people. You work with them, they give you a lot of referrals, you have come a long way together. You nurture your people, work with them, encourage them. You could be having Facebook groups. Like I have a Facebook group, I have different communities that I nurture, right? So those, my attention will be in those communities, in those spaces, as well as here. So Esther is a brave soul. She will be concentrating on a business goal. So it looks like it's only Esther who is doing something in these 116 days. Even Tim hasn't said what they're concentrating on. Tim, Joanne, you're usually very quick to say what's happening. Rose, you're here. B, you're here. Edith, you're here. Many of you have presenced yourselves, right? Stephanie is here. Many of you, some of you have present, some of you have not presenced yourself. But Sarah, what is it that you are doing? Is it a business goal, a personal goal, a career goal? Get that clear. So deal from a place of strength. So I want you to focus, as I said, on your expertise. Focus on the areas that make you shine. So if you're really good with networking, you're really good with people, you're really good with that is what you need to concentrate on. Team Joanne is working on her personal growth. I 100% support that, because as you grow, the team grows. And that's a very good goal, because when you work on yourself, it pours also into the business. So I'm very pleased that you're working on yourself. Number 5 is to bolster your confidence. I want you to really get a grip on your confidence. A lot of people at this time of year, their confidence is really, really going down. And one of the things that my accountability partner and I were talking about earlier during our meeting was, we realized, we're just talking about how it's so easy for many people to honor promises to other people, but they rarely honor their own promises to themselves. They rarely keep their word to themselves, right? So I want to ask you, and the thing is, when you don't keep your promise to yourself, you let yourself off the hook. And the more you let yourself off the hook, the more your confidence starts to go down. So if you want a real confidence booster, my darlings, I want to say this for a fact. If you want a real confidence booster, please keep your word to yourself. It will boost your confidence. The fourth quarter this is not the time, as we move into September, October, November, December, the ember months, as I call them. This is not the time for you to be timid. This is not the time for you to be fearful. This is not the time for you to be shy. This is not the time for you to be dipping and dabbling between things, because I say that good fortune favors the bold. Can I see that in the chart? The bold are favored. Sorry, good fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold, right? So the more bold you are, the more fortune and all those good things will pursue you. And I want to say that, when you're dealing from a place of strength, it also boosts your confidence. And 116 days of extreme optimism is doable. When we go through this 100-day challenge, for those of you who will be joining us, I can tell you for a fact that when we put our hand on the plow and we decide that we're going to do this thing, you guys will be amazed at how those 100 days goes just like this. And considering the energy that's going to be in the room and all the support that you're going to get from me and my team, I can tell you for a fact it will probably be the cutest bow that you're going to put towards to that, to finish off 2022, right? Yeah, good fortune favors the bold. And I want to say this as well, that if you want to have a successful last 4 months of this year, then you need to act successful between now and New Year's Eve. You have to put all your blinders against anything that is outside of success or seeing yourself successful, because success every single day in your mind, this is where it all starts, because remember, the battlefield is in the mind. Once you fertilize your mind for success, you start breathing success into your head, you start calling success forth with your mouth, right? It will continue to breed more of it, and it becomes a snowball effect. So when you act the part, you believe it's going to be a successful 116 days. It's going to be an amazing 116 days. It's going to be an epic 116 days. I am supported. I have the right people helping me get through my goals. I have everything it takes to accomplish that which I want. And you keep saying these things to yourself. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you say to yourself, ah, the year is finished, September is done, whatever, man, let 2023 come, guess what? That also becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I want to hear, what are you going to prophesy to yourself? Are you going to prophesy to yourself doom and gloom? Are you going to prophesy to yourself that your life is so crappy and so full of nothing working, that you just get yourself into this little bubble by yourself and just commiserate, and you're just full of sadness and you just write everything and everybody off? Or are you going to surround yourself with optimism? Are you going to surround yourself with joy? Are you going to surround yourself with strength? Are you going to surround yourself with courage? Are you going to surround yourself in an atmosphere that believes that you have everything to do? Because it has to start with you. I can speak all these words here all I want. I can breathe all these words of life to you. I can whisper into your ear these things. But if you do not believe it for yourself, I'll just be wasting my time here. So I want you to write in the chat, I believe. If you truly believe that, these 116 days are going to be the best for you, and that you're going to put in your best foot forward, and you believe that success is your birthright, and that you're going to fight for it. You have to fight for it. It's not laid out like this. It just doesn't fall. You have to fight for it, right? I want you to write that in the in the chat. I success. That's where my mind is. I will finish strong. Because once you call it forth, it's a declaration, and it's not going to return void, because you're going to keep saying it. You're going to keep believing it. You're going to be putting your best foot forward in everything that you do. And then I want to say this, that you must dress rehearse success. How do you dress rehearse success? And I'm going to teach you this, because this is something that I do all the time. Edith believes. It seems Edith is the only believer alongside Joanne. In fact, I will write it as well, because I believe, right? You have to have that firm conviction and firm declaration in your heart. Joanne believes. I believe without a shadow of a doubt. I believe that this is doable. I believe that I'm supported, and I believe that I can support others as well. So when I talk about number 6, let me have a team in the chat, is to dress, rehearse success. Yes, definitely, Esther, you will. To dress, rehearse success is you carving out the time. If you've been with me for a long time, I 100% believe in visualization. So I want you to carve out the time to visualize what it is that you want to accomplish these remaining days. And let me tell you what, visualization is such a personal technique. Some people can visualize, like my friend does visualizations for an hour a day. She gets into her zone. For me, I have a very busy mind. I'll just be honest, like I can't do that. But 5 minutes is good enough for me to do my visualization. For some of you, your visualization is 2 minutes and you're good, right? But really, really visualize what it is that you want for these last few days. And it can take very little time. It can take a lot of time. You decide for yourself what that looks like for you. And I want to say this with supreme confidence. When you have that confidence in your heart, you're calling in that good fortune that we talked about just now. You're calling out the right words that you're going to finish strong. You're surrounded by a community that believes you're going to do the thing that you said you're going to do. I can tell you that you're going to have these 3D glasses on in your mind, and you're going to achieve that thing that you said you're going to do. I want you to see it in a movie format. That's what I'm saying. Put on your 4D, 7D glasses. These days they've gone to put your 4D, think at that level. See it in a movie format. Sometimes when I'm in my visualization, I close my eyes and I see it like I'm not the person. I watch it from an observer's perspective, what it is that I'm calling forth for my life. I literally watch it like a movie. Yeah, you can create that thing and be the what is it called, the actor in your own movie, the actress in your own movie. See yourself, doing that thing, as you're watching it like it's not you. I'm literally visualizing it right now, like I'm watching it as another person, but it's me, right? If that makes sense. So I want you to learn to do that. Mentally see it in the movie format, as if it's so. Yeah, as if it's so, and so will it be. Because I always say this, and those of you who follow me, I'm very convinced and convicted that it all happens. It's all happened. All those things you desire, they've already happened in the spiritual realm. They just need to be released into the physical realm. They're already happening, but you have to contend for them in the spiritual so that they're actualized in the physical. And that comes through the visualization process. So before we go further, I'm going to talk real quick. Yes, you starring in your own movie, Edith. I just want to give you a quick thoughts, some quick thoughts before I give you the next bit about the 100-day challenge. So if you're ready to make a quantum leap in the next 100 days. So some of you are like, what is this thing she's talking about? We are officially launching the 100-day challenge, the 100-day sprint today. So if you're ready to make a quantum leap means like you're not looking for small little goals. You're looking to make a gigantic leap in your life, in your business, whichever area you chose, even if it's a personal goal in the next 100 days, then you're in the right place. Are you ready to push the bar and set a higher standard for yourself? This 100-day is where you need to be. Are you the type of person who is like, I really want to be in integrity with myself and finish what I started? You want to be a finisher, right? Right, for me in the chat, hashtag finisher. Hashtag finisher. Look at this, what we're saying. I love it. I even visualize for myself the taste and smells around me in my future life movie. I can see what I'm wearing, eating, how my day feels like, everything, every detail. You and me are in the same WhatsApp group. I'm like that. I can taste it. I can feel it. Every bit of me. Hashtag finisher. Thank you so much. So I want to ask you, does this sound remotely familiar? And I want you to put the hashtags. Does this sound remotely familiar to you? You start the beginning of the year. Perhaps you came for my vision creation experience. We did the vision casting work together. You were there at the Purposeful Next Level Woman event, as we do at the end of every year. And you set up your vision board, the goals it is that you want to achieve, but you never really end up making these things a reality. Along the way, life happens and you get distracted. Life happens and you get sucked into it, and you're like, you know what, I never really did what I said, and you start losing faith in yourself. Or you start for a while but lose inspiration and motivation to see your goals through. So you have psych, and then suddenly all that psych and enthusiasm drops and you don't finish what you started, right? Or you're always justifying yourself, you're always making excuses. Yeah, you're always explaining to people that this is happening in my life, or the other is happening to my life. You're constantly procrastinating, you're always modifying, you're always tweaking, you're adjusting goals. Like, you start here, you're like, this is what I'm going to do, then you start modifying it. Let's change it a little, let's tweak it a little, let's adjust it a little. It's too high, I can't do this, I can't do the other. And you do this so that it can suit you. Or sometimes some of you even choose to quit and walk away when you're literally 3 feet from gold. Does that sound familiar? You're literally 3 feet from gold and you quit without even knowing? And do you ever sometimes wonder when you'll be in full integrity with yourself, no matter what temptations or enticements life throws at you? Will you be in full integrity with your promises to yourself, to your word to yourself? Or do you see like other people are seemingly crushing their goals, right? With ease, while you always seem to be in a never-ending sea of overwhelm. You're always having analysis paralysis. You analyze things, you're always overthinking, you never do anything. Perfectionism is stopping you from really accomplishing your goals. Or you're in a general state of misalignment with your overall life objectives. I want to say this: if this is you or one bit of it is making sense, listen on. Because before jumping into 2023, I want to say it's time that you stopped that pattern, because it's a pattern, it's a habitual pattern, it comes on every other time. It's time you decided to stop that pattern of just winging it in life and make a commitment to optimize and make the most of these last few months of the year, so that you're not entering 2023 like 2023 has come. No, you're stepping into it with boldness and with confidence. Why? Because you have plowed the field, you have prepared, you have put in the seeds in the soil, and all you're doing in 2022 is literally gonna water it so that you can see the harvest, right? This is so important. It sounds familiar, Esther, I know, men including for me as well. But I want to say this, my darlings: you cannot step into alignment with your core assignment, which is the assignment that God has given you, with a lower level mindset. That can never happen. If your mindset right now is around what you cannot do, all the objections, what is happening in the world right now, I want to tell you this: you'll only keep attracting more of the same. So when I built this challenge, what came to me, and I was like, you know what, we're going to fix this with the right support, with the right mindset hacks, with the right tools. We can get you on track. Yeah, we can get you back on track and help you rebuild or build the fortitude to finish well and finish strong. So this is my promise for those of you who will be joining me for the 100-day sprint. And team, if you can put the link. So I'm sharing the link right now for you to register, to sign up for the 100-day sprint. I'm very excited about it. We're going to put it in the chat right now. But my promise to you is that this 100 days, if you stick with me, there's that disclaimer. If you stick with me and stick with it, it will be 100 days of stretching, 100 days of expansion, 100 days of creativity, 100 days of massive growth, 100 days of quantum leaps. And as I said, we are starting on the 22nd, but we want you guys to sign up now, commit now. The link is there. It's bit.ly, as you can see on the screen, 100-day sprint with Joanne. Because I want you to know that ultimately, at the end of the day, right, when you have this 100 days of pure momentum, because you're really going to get everything that you need, and broken down into really easy bite-sized chunks. And of course, as I said, support and accountability is there. How does a challenge look like? I'm going to tell you what, because some of you are like, so what does this mean? What does it entail, before I finish the other points? We're going to be meeting every single week for those 100 days. We're going to have a call. We're going to give you the time of the call. When you register, there'll be replays. If you're not able to join me live, you'll be able to catch the replay. And it's $100 for the 100 days. So it's literally $1 a day. And for those of you who are going to be joining me from Kenya, it's 12,100 shillings for the full time together. And no brainer. Investing in yourself, $1 a day, no brainer, for the next 100 days. So you're going to get the weekly group coaching call with me. So we're going to have the mindset, we're going to have the tips and the strategies to make sure that you are a finisher. And then you're also going to get access to a masterclass that I'm going to be teaching in end of October, I believe. It's called How to Organize Your Life, Home and Routines for More Fun, Flow, and Happiness. So that will be a paid separate, like other people will be paying for it separate. But if you're part of the 100-day sprint, it's gonna be going for $47, But for those of you who are in the sprint, it will be included as a bonus for you. You're also going to be having co-working sessions. So we call them triads, where you're going to be meeting in groups of 3. Those of you who are in the challenge, and the triads will be encouraging each other alongside the accountability that I'm going to be giving you myself. We'll have a Facebook group, but above all, there will be an opportunity to win finisher prizes for those who will stay for the 100 days. And the other things I'm going to share with you alongside that will, that will make you win the prizes, right? Special achievement prizes. I can tell you for a fact, if I were you, I would be already signing up. I would be running to make the sign up. So all this with the bonuses, everything included, it's worth $1,250. But your investment for today for the regular ticket, because we have the regular ticket and then we have the VIP option, um, which I'm going to share at the end. So everybody starts with a regular ticket. Then if you want to have the VIP upgrade, there is the option for that. And with VIP, it's really VIP. We're really gonna give you so much more. So you get, with VIP, you'll get one-on-one calls with me. With the general one, we don't have one-on-one, it's a group thing. On top of that, you're going to get the 100-day sprint companion guide for the VIP upgrade. So this is an upgrade. And then you're going to have a recommended book list for the people who are doing the upgrade. And of course, you will have an exclusive group for the sprinters, the ones who are, the little VIP group as well. We also have, you're going to get the journaling prompts that are going to take you for the 21-day special prompts that I use for myself. As I said, you're going to have your one-on-one call with me bi-weekly, and then you will also have an accountability partner on top of the triad. So those who are going for VIP, I can tell you for a fact, you have no choice but to succeed. Like, we're going to make success for you inevitable, right? So allow me to roll out the VIP red carpet for you as you set the stage for an unforgettable completion. I want you to unapologetically choose that which you came for in true royal style. That's how we do our VIP thing. So all that is listed. If you go to the website, you're going to see it. But I want to say this: success needs speed and direction. So I'm continuing with my teaching. You cannot succeed if you're winging it. You cannot succeed if you're guessing. You cannot succeed if you're this little lone wolf trying to live your life on your own in isolation. And I always say that sometimes we just need a little nudge. We need a little somebody, encouraging us, especially when the going gets tough. When we come towards the end of the year, different things will happen, circumstances will happen. But for those of you who will be with the 100-day, you're shielded, because we're going to be with you and support you to the end, right? And another thing I have learned is that when people pay, they pay attention. Last year we had a free version of this challenge, and I can tell you for a fact that when people are given things for free, sometimes it literally is just put it back on the person's face. Like, I don't need your free thing. They treat it like it's rubbish. But I can tell you that when a client pays, when people pay, they pay attention. So I want to say this, that those of you who are serious, invest in yourself. This is a no-brainer investment, right? Because I've understood over time that the clients who get the best results, generally, even me myself with my own coaches, understand the importance of sowing a seed into their success. And you'll do whatever it takes to break the mental barriers, including those mental barriers of, oh, I don't have money, I can't afford it, I can't do the other. Like, you make things happen and you push through to the end. And the finishers, the ones who say hashtag finisher, there is no waffling. You don't waffle. You don't compromise. You don't second guess yourself, and you don't play small, because the stakes are so much higher than the little things that you're worried about. And you're willing to place a bet on yourself, right? Because you know you're worth it. And when you place the bet on yourself, you surely will not lose. So for me, and for those who are watching, it has been and continues to be my life mission to help women really get clear on their vision and really find their purpose. And there's no better time for you to really step into the fulfillment of that, through these last few months of the year, and really crush that, crush your goals, crush those things that you want to get done. So the next thing that I want to say, ladies, now that you have an idea what that challenge looks like, and of course, if you want to DM me, Tim, you can, or you want to ask me a question, you can do so. My email address, Tim, you can put my email, joanne@joannoturi.com, or you can DM me on social media, whether Instagram or Facebook, and I could answer whatever questions you have regarding the sprint. So the next thing after you dress rehearse your success is I want you to concentrate. Now that we know what this 100-day sprint looks like, and if you will be joining me, I'm telling you, we're going to concentrate. We're going to hit the ground running. So concentrate. So when it comes, thank you, Tim, for that. So as you're concentrating on your Q4 objectives, what we are going to do together, and I'm, during the time that I'm working with you through the challenge, is I'm going to help you select micro objectives. So you're going to have macro objectives for every week through the challenge. So you have this big goal, but what are you going to do every single week so that you make sure that you're fully laser focused on that goal? Right? So I want you to narrow your focus so that when the shiny objects come, because some of you are drawn by every little thing that comes. It's called the shiny object syndrome. Something comes from there, you're running there. Another person drops something here, you're running there. And you're all over the place just with shiny object syndrome. But I want to say this, we don't want you to be consumed by shiny object syndrome. So you need to concentrate. You need to be laser focused, and we're going to create that environment for you, because I want to say this, right? When you narrow your object so that those you narrow your focus so that those shiny objects of opportunity don't blind your work ethic. Because when you're all over the place jumping after Tom, Dick, and Harry and what Tom, Dick, and Harry has to offer you, you end up doing nothing. And if you know that story of the hyena who reached the crossroads, he wanted to go this side and he wanted to go this side, and guess what happened? He got split in the middle. You cannot put your attention on too many things. It will be half half baked effort equals half baked results. That's what it is. Full attention gets full results. That's what it is. And one of the things that I've been learning in my as I've been doing the challenge is that behavior never lies. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So are you the sort of person who is going to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this thing, or you're going to be like, whatever, let's see, let me think, let me pray over it, all those things that people say that really don't make sense. Like, if you're in, just do it, just give it your full attention and really, really, really commit to giving it your all, right? So I want to say this, as you concentrate, this is what I'm going to inculcate in the minds of everybody who will be doing this challenge with me. And even if you don't do the challenge, it's one day at a time, one step at a time. This is your mantra until the 31st of December. Also, I want you to be saying to yourself that, distractions will come, but be very aware of them. I've brought to your attention that there will be distractions, right? They will be there. But when you're in that environment of support and of growth, you'll be able to be like, this distraction came, and then we will help you during our meeting to counter that. So after you've focused on your plan and your objectives are in place, I want you to immerse yourself into the moment. I want to tell you right now that if you're in business or whatever it is that you're doing, right? Everyone, including your competitors, some of your competitors or the people who, are working in the same field you're in, they're also alert, they're also awake, right? But the thing that I want you to capture today, it's the champion that is fully focused and fully aware. Others will drop off the course. They will start moving to other things. Oh, it's Christmas, let me buy my Christmas gifts, let me just fold my hands like this and just wait for 2023. But as a champion, I want to say this: you are very focused, you are very aware, and you're going to make sure you achieve that which you said you're going to do. Number 8 is you're going to plan your rest periods wisely. I want to say this, that I work hard, but I also play hard. That's one of the things that I balance in my life the best way I can. And I want you to know that during this time, as we move to this last quarter, there'll be celebrations, there'll be parties, there'll be events, there will be so many opportunities for you. So understand that as you plan for your rest, do it with wisdom. The party is on the Saturday. Please get back to your challenge on the Monday, right? Your thing, whatever it is, I don't know, name it for yourself. It's going to be happening on the Monday. Continue with your challenge on Tuesday. Don't be one of those people that life comes and then you just drop the ball. You're like, oh, enjoyment is too much. We're going to celebrate our party and party forever. No, I want you to stay engaged with me through these 100 days. I want you to know that even as you take this time off, please stay engaged with the process. If you need to buy your holiday gifts now, start, so that when the time for holidays come, you're not having those stories of panic, embarrassment, or effort, and unwelcome stress, right? Don't derail your efforts for December. Start planning now. I already started buying my Christmas gifts. I've picked up a few things already. Why? Because I don't want to get surprised in December. So if you're like me, you're a planner, start doing those things right now. I'm not, by the way, disclaimer, I'm not the best planner, but because of doing this sprint last year, a lot of these things are still in my mind, and I know the importance of not derailing your efforts. And I can tell you for a fact that most people will not heed this advice. They'll just listen, and it will enter one ear and come out of the other, and I have no control over that. But I don't want you to be that person. I want you to really just do it for yourself, not for me. Do it for you. And then I want to say this: delegate. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, you must plan your rest hours with wisdom. Don't be one of those people who you'll just go and flash all your efforts in the toilet. You're just gonna flash all everything that you've done all this time together. Don't. Hi, Tabitha. So nice to have you. So I want you to know when to delegate, right? Delegate when appropriate. For a long time, delegation was a very difficult thing for me. I ran my business, as a one-man person. I had, one of my VAs supporting me. But with time, I've really understood the importance of a team. And I've understood that every person, if whether you have a team member or not, it could be even your family, whoever you consider that needs to be with you, right? Be ready and willing to delegate when appropriate. I always say that part of the reason that I'm able to do a lot of the things I'm doing now is because I'm surrounded by team. And if I have a team, what does that mean? That I can't let them down. There are people who are counting on me every month for their salary. There are people who are counting on me every month, every day for the work that we're doing towards the movement of the business. It's no longer the way I could be like, oh, I'm not going to do this today. There are people counting on me. And that's the same with you. There are people counting on you. So I want you to demand a higher standard for yourself if you're a leader. And I also want you to hold people accountable. As other people hold you accountable, who are you holding accountable? Right? So for me, I hold my team to a very high account, but I'm so blessed that the people who surround me are very similar to me in terms of the thinking, in terms of their execution, and in terms of just really doing the work. So I don't have struggles like that. But it also comes from the leadership. How are you leading? Whether leading your family, leading yourself, because if you're leading yourself in a way that is haphazard, it will reflect in every area of your life. So really think long and hard about that. And the last tip as we wind up, I've done really well today at the top of the nose, the top of the hour, is the last thing I want to say here is prepare for 2023. Can I have that in the chat? Prepare for 2023. I don't want 2023 to be a fluke. And you freeze like this. Like you didn't know 2023 is coming. Please be ready. Embrace 2023 in 2022. I've already started formulating my goals for 2023. I'm already thinking, what are we going to do? Like this year, we haven't done my life purpose program really the way I've wanted us to do. 2023 will really do CCC, right? Those are some of the things that are in my heart. Hi, Fatma. Nice to have you. Hi. Prepare. And this includes me having my team aware that there's 2023 coming. So I'm not preparing for it on my own. We are preparing corporately. So I understand that these last few months are very busy. But even though you're focused on September, you're focused on October, you're focused on November and December, I want you to start carefully planning 2023 before 1st January arrives. And that's why once we finish this, not finish, when I think it usually happens towards the end of the 100-day challenge is when we do our 3-day event, our annual event. That's standard. I have the my purposeful next level woman vision vision casting event. It happens every single year. We've done it for the last 5-6 years now, 5 years, 6 years, whatever, but we've done it for a while. And I want to say this, it's been an in-person event, it's virtual, and it happens as we move closer to this 100-day sprint time. So keep your eyes locked for that as well. And I always say this, that everybody who attends this 100-day sprint or will get special ticket price for the 3-day event, right? They are related, but they're not related. So I'm just throwing that out there, that those of you who will join the 100-day sprint, you get a special discounted ticket for the 3-day event, if that so tickles your fancy. So so whatever it is that you're doing, understand that stress will come, that moments will come where you're overwhelmed, but I want you to prepare for 2023. And I want to ask you, what are the goals that you want? So start thinking around your spiritual goals, around your financial goals, around your relational goals, around your business goals, all those things. Please, please, please. What do you need to start doing now so that 2023 is better than 2022? And consider, attending a retreat, consider attending my 3-day event so that we can help you flesh that out. And that is late. I'm not talking about the 3-day event now. Right now, I'm talking about the 100-day challenge, because the 3-day event finds us at around day 70 something of the challenge. Yeah, it's usually around day 70 something there. So we'll really have gone on with the challenge by the time the 3-day event is coming. I'm going to give you a bonus tip. We've talked about what you can do for yourself, and I'm going to do part 2 of this next week. So team, remember, we're still having the same topic, but we're going to have part 2 next week. I want you not to forget the most important person in this thing. As you walk through this, you must ask God. You must seek God's face. You must go and say that, what, these are my dreams, these are my aspirations from my perspective, but what do you have for me? What is it, whatever your religious preference, your religious affiliation is, who you pray to. I pray to God in heaven. I'm a Christian, that's my faith. So for me, I'll pray to God and say, God, show me, lead me, direct me, hold my hand. If there's anything that is blocking me, any obstacles, anything that is preventing me from seeing what you want me to see, take that away. So I want you to say those kind of things. Say that, if there's anything that is preventing me from living to the highest version of myself, can you please bring it to my attention? If there's anybody who is not pushing me forward with my goals and my dreams, please, can you bring that to my attention? If there's any area of my life that I have neglected, is there's any area of my life that I'm not paying particular attention to, can you bring that to my attention? And when he brings it to your attention, you better take it seriously, because as I always tell you people, delayed obedience is still disobedience. So if you're asking God for something, please don't be the same person to go against what you have asked for. Don't be the one who is sabotaging the very thing that you're praying for or asking for. So I want you to think to yourself, right? If you're not in a mentally stable place, when I say mental stability, I'm talking about you're not okay emotionally, you're not, there's something not right, please work on that. Get the help that you need, whether it's working with a coach, whether it's working with a therapist. Please make sure you get that support, because if your mental here is not good, right? I can tell you that the successful end of the year is for naught. It's not going to happen, because there's something misaligned, there's something miscongruent, there's something that is not right. And then also take time, as I said, to do the things that matter. Keep hydrating, right? Have your water. In fact, let me sip my water. Hydrate, right? Talk to people. I always say that all work and no play, right, is not the true champion's way. So you have to have moments where you're interacting with people, you're a social being, you have a life outside of what it is that you do. I spend a lot of time in my business, but I also spend a lot of time outside of my business. This is not the be all end all. I have a life outside of this, but at the same time, it's all intertwined into this one thing called Joanne's life, right? Joanne's life, her business, Joanne's life, my personal life, Joanne's life, my spiritual life, Joanne's life, my friends. All this come together into this beautiful thing that I have created that I absolutely love. What about you? Are you doing that for yourself? So I'm going to leave you and love you. But as I do this, I'll remind you the doors for the 100 day sprint are open. Please take advantage of the early bird rate which is happening right now. Please do not ask me when the rate will change. I do not know, but when the rates change, they're going to change. So I would ask you to be a fast mover. You know, there's something called fast movers advantage. Many times I've told people prices will change, and when they change, they're like, what happened? I want the old rate. I'm like, sorry, you knew, I told you. So if I were you, please, I'm giving you this week. Take advantage of the early bird pricing. Take advantage of what's in the website right now, because when it goes up, it will go up. And when you come to me and start negotiating, can I get the old price? I'm sorry, it is what it is. So it's a no-brainer. The $100 for the 100 days is $1 a day. You can sacrifice that for yourself. You can sow that seed to your 2023. Those of you in Kenya, it's 12,100. And if you go to the site that we've put up here for you, go check it out. The M-Pesa details, everything that is needed for you is available on that page. And of course, you know how to reach me. I'm always available. Feel free to reach out to me if you need any help. Always happy to help. All right, everybody, take care. And until next week, you know, this live stream happens every week, every Thursday, same time, same place. I will see you. And if there's any change, of course, we'll announce it. But for everybody who joined me and even replay viewers, I thank you so much. Remember, champions are made in the fourth quarter. Collaborate with me through this process, but you're not doing it for me. You are doing it for yourself. All right. You're most welcome, Esther. Thank you so much as well for being here and for always, you know, showing up, right? And for attending. And I'm sure that you've been blessed as a result. And for everybody else, again, it's such a delight being here. And the replays here, share it with your friends, share it with anybody who you feel will benefit from it. So bye guys, see you soon, see you next week, and I'll see you in and around the streets, the Zuckerberg streets, right? Bye bye.